If you knew how hard he worked,
Maybe now's not the best time, but I was wondering
you'd understand why Aiden Davis
if there's any way that we could display a QR code.
is trying so hard to get you to download his app. What started as a fascination with a 2020 storm
There was a very large windstorm, derecho, which produced 100 plus mile an hour winds.
sparked an idea that's now sitting in your app store. The Whitefish Bay Jr. is the proud creator and owner of NWS Weather Report, a business launched over his frustration trying to pull up the National Weather Service website on his Android.
They tend to have some of the best forecasts in the country. The website's completely free, but the only problem with their website is that it's just very hard to navigate, and especially on a smaller device like a phone, it's nearly impossible.
So Davis went to work. Hundreds of coding hours later, his app includes forecasts, radar, and so much more.
Yeah, I would definitely say the information on there is very good, on par with local television.
Are you just saying that because you're talking to me right now?
No, I think it's valuable to get weather data from every source.
Revenues coming from premium subscribers and ads, downloads have picked up too, especially after a weather-focused YouTuber he reached out to mentioned Weather Report in a recent video.
I think that day I got 200 or so downloads, and that was to this day, the single most active day.
Yeah, constant updates of, Mom, look at this graph. Whoa, look at this. Wow, do you think this is exponential yet?
Aiden has kept his biggest supporter, his mom, up to date on the app's success. She is so proud of her son, who showed an interest in computer science from an early age.
I'm gonna be honest, I have never met someone before who said I've been coding since I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, well, I think that's a little bit of a generational thing, right?
The coding comes even with a busy life as a teen, at school, scouting, and as a competitive mountain bike racer. Aiden hopes the sky's the limit for his app as it's pinged an impressive prize.
Yeah, I'll try the QR code.
Junior Achievement Young Entrepreneur Finals. Ben Handelman, Fox 6 News.
Hi, my name is Aiden Davis. I'm from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, and my business is NWS Weather Report. Imagine lying awake at night. Snow is falling outside. You're not sure whether they're going to cancel school tomorrow. So you open up your phone and go to the National Weather Service's website. They usually have pretty good forecasts, but you're lost in an endless maze of pages, and you go to bed unsure of whether you'll have to return to school in the morning. This is a problem that I have faced all too many times, and that is why I created NWS Weather Report, available for free on both Google Play and the Apple App Store. Most apps use forecast models, and they're very good, don't get me wrong, but these forecast models provide an illusion of pinpoint accuracy. Most apps provide forecasts for the next 28 days when we can only scientifically prove the next 7 days. The National Weather Service takes a different approach. They blend multiple forecast models into one using research-proven methods. And then those forecasts are tailored by meteorologists at your local station for your specific weather conditions. With over 4,000 downloads, $4,300 of gross revenue from both ads and subscriptions, and $3,400 of net profit, NWS Weather Report faces 3 competitors on Apple and Android devices that provide similar levels of NWS data. In addition to continuously implementing user feedback and suggestions, I am working on several new marketing initiatives, both through more conventional means, such as ads from Google and Apple search results, and optimizing my app's appearance on the App Store, in addition to some more unconventional means, such as reaching out to influencers, as well as a brand new weather event-based advertising system where I will ramp up ad spending during times of bad weather in large population areas. I am also working on a contingency plan in the event of significant cuts to either NOAA or the National Weather Service, with more scrutiny being applied to federal spending across the board. I would like to thank my mentors, my friends, and my family for their unwavering support, and with that, I will open it up for questions.
That was awesome. And in particular, I love how you started highlighting the problem that you're solving. And there's just so many great things that you presented. I want to go back to the weather. It changes frequently, and we are in the midst of global warming, and weather is quite unpredictable. So in terms of fully maximizing this tool, how are you going to keep up, or what are your plans in terms of frequent changes in the weather for end users to really be informed accurately?
Yeah, so my app has 5 pages, which are very concise, easy to navigate to because there's just buttons at the bottom of the screen. You can see anything from severe weather outlooks to weather radar with just one tap of your finger.
So Aiden, this is amazing. One of the key skills for success going forward is being proficient in math and understanding algebra, which helps you with coding. So you're in the very early steps of something big, which is really great. And this is the foundation of your idea. And I'm very excited about hearing from you talking about the forecast model and how it works. Before you start advertising and do search optimization, which is really exciting, how would you plan to position your app as in terms of competitive advantage and differences versus what's on the market already?
So there's a lot of really good weather apps with simple user interface, as well as there's a few good weather apps that use NWS data. But there's really a gap where those are mutually exclusive traits, and I believe my app is one of the first to bridge those two worlds together.
Aiden, first of all, congratulations. This is superb. How old are you again?
I'm 17.
17. And to create an app like this at this stage of your life is just simply incredible. Also, I just want to congratulate you because I'm not sure if everyone saw a 4.8 rating is superb. So congratulations on that as well. You talked a little bit about the difference between your app and some of the national apps, but you also mentioned that there were 3 competitors that kind of take the same methodology. Can you talk a little bit about what's different with your app versus those 3 competitors?
Yeah, so I think looking at those 3 specific competitors, I think 2 of them are over 5 years old, so they have older user interfaces and they don't have as many new features over time. And so I think what sets my app apart is that I'm still actively adding more features and the user interface blends more smoothly with the other modern apps that you have on a smartphone.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I agree. Congratulations. You mentioned mentors in your life. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I think I've had a few really good teachers. Mrs. Radebicki, one of my best teachers in chemistry and biology, has really inspired me to put a lot more work into science, as well as my junior achievement mentors, Troy and Matthew. They have really helped me prepare for this competition.
Okay. I heard something about your mother.
Yeah, my parents have just been very supportive, especially my mom. She's just always been there for me when I've had questions or worries about my app and other stuff in my personal life.
Is this pretty much what you do for fun as well?
Yeah, I mean, you saw him in some other activities like mountain biking, but I do spend quite a bit of time coding, and if I didn't think it was fun, I wouldn't be dedicating this much time to it.
Aiden, congratulations again. I think this is terrific. So what's your vision for the next 5 years? Where would you like to go? And is it just you, or do you have other people that are helping you besides your mom and dad?
So, it's just me at the moment. I have been talking with some other classmates about potentially expanding the business. I think in the next 5 years, increasing advertisement is going to be crucial to gain users. I'm as well consistently addressing user feedback, which I consistently get through emails and reviews. In addition to working on that contingency plan, which could have a side effect of allowing my app to work in countries that don't have the U.S. National Weather Service. So perhaps expanding it to be a worldwide app.
Aiden, I'm impressed. I feel like I'm speaking to a meteorologist and a scientist and a technology geek. Wondering about the future for a minute with you. You're doing coding, and with the AI coming, what's your take on that?
Yeah, so I mean, I've played around a bit with AI. I've used it to help me program the app, and sometimes it's very good, and I'll be like 5 times as productive as I would be without it. Other times it absolutely butchers what it's doing, and I get into an argument with it, and it ends up slowing me down, and I'll just program without it. I think it's going to be very useful to companies and allow them to leverage their software engineers and increase productivity. There's so much code that we haven't written yet, and I think that computer science has a very bright future.
Just one final question from me. Aiden, again, I'm just so amazed about your demonstration of one of the key components of being an entrepreneur, and that's having a strong vision. So with that, I want to just rewind the clock. What are some major accomplishments that you've achieved to date? And with that, what resources, whether tangible or intangible, do you need to take it to the next level?
Yeah, so I think looking back, in terms of some minor achievements, about a week ago I recently completed migrating all of my accounting spreadsheets, which I had used Google Sheets, and I migrated that to Zoho, which is a much more comprehensive accounting program, so I could generate income statements and balance sheets easily. Sounds kind of boring, but it was a nice achievement. I think just finishing the app in and of itself and getting it to the point where people can download it and it actually works, which I'd say I had it working consistently February of last year, so about a year ago, and that was an achievement in and of itself. I think in terms of resources that I need going forward, there's definitely, I need some financial resources to push advertisement because ads cost money, as well as human connections, which are valuable when I'm trying to do marketing or get people to share my app on social media, because that is a huge source of downloads.
Well, if this were Shark Tank, I'd want to buy a part of your company.
Aiden, do you see yourself having employees at some point in time?
So I think that really depends. I mean, looking at my competitors, weather apps can make quite a bit of money, and if my app was making 10 times as much as I'm making now, I would probably consider taking on someone else to help with marketing or maybe some low-level maintenance. But I think that's really contingent on how much I'm able to grow it.
You know, you mentioned financing just a little while ago. We got a banker here sitting next to me, and you might want to talk to him. But I'll tell you what, getting in business, a banker is a very important partner of yours in any business, as well as a great accounting team as well. So think of those people. And you mentioned, cash flow, income statement, and such. It's very important, as you know, to keep score in anything that we do, and especially in business. So looks like you're off to a great start.
That's great advice. Thanks for the plug. Appreciate that.
We're a sponsor.
I did make a note. Johnson Financial Group is here to help, Aiden, so let us know when you're ready. As a young entrepreneur champion, there's 2 things that we look for. One is the impact that your company, your business has in the economy, and you talked a lot about that today. But the other piece is the impact to the community, giving back. Can you just talk a little bit about what that means for you and maybe some of the things you're doing today?
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I think the outreach to people in the storm chasing and weather community, there's been very good critical feedback of my app, and people have viewed it as a low-cost alternative to some of the larger names in weather. and I think giving back quality weather information. I've gotten quite a few good reviews that say that my app has predicted stuff that no other app has, and that it's much easier to use than the National Weather Service's website. So for now, I think it's just improving the access that the general public has to reliable information about extreme weather. If my app does make considerably more revenue, I would consider giving some back in the form of donations to the Red Cross or some disaster relief funds, because I know some of the revenue generated there would be from people being concerned about severe weather that's going on, and it only makes sense to help those who have been impacted.
Wonderful. Thank you.